The nation gathered that the Conference of Speakers may publicly disown the sacked Speaker of the Edo Assembly, Francis Okiye, if he fails to allow the Assembly to resume and carry out its constitutional functions without the interference of the executive arm of government. The Speaker's body, it was gathered, frowns at what it described as Okiye's penchant for working against the independence of the legislature in his quest to please the governor. The chairman of the Conference of Speakers, Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, yesterday deployed Thursday siege of the Edo State House of Assembly by suspected supporters of Governor Baseki. Obasa, in a statement in Lagos, also said the removal of the roofs of the assembly on the orders of the governor was an injury to Nigeria's democracy and must be condemned by all well-meaning Nigerians. But the governor's office said Obasa got his argument wrong and failed in his responsibility to defend democracy, its values and structures, such as the legislature, which he claims he represents. The nation gathered that the decision to caution Obaseki and Okiye was reached at the weekend when the leadership of the conference met online to review the happenings in the state. According to sources, one of the decisions reached at the meeting is the urgent need to write both the Attorney General of the Federation and the Inspector General of Police to ensure protection for members of the Assembly who are willing to sit at plenary. The nation gathered that the group may also write Obaseki and Okiye as well as the newly elected Speaker, Victor Eduro, on the need for all parties in the dispute to respect the rule of law as well as the sanctity of the legislature in all their dealings. The Speakers' Conference is grossly dissatisfied with happenings in Edo, and this will be communicated to all those who should know, a well-placed source said. It believes that the AGF and the police IG should no longer fold their hands and watch our democracy suffer such leather blows in Edo State. If we fail to do anything about this now, you can rest assured that the legislature will be trampled upon in more states across the country in the days and years to come. Obasa, in his statement yesterday, said he and his colleagues across the country were shocked at the brazen manner suspected political thugs took over the assembly, removed the roof and broke the symbolic mace, which were captured in a recorded video. He added, it is sheer recklessness and a proof of dictatorship for a governor who is supposed to be the head of the executive arm of government to decide to take charge of another arm through questionable means like it happened in Edo. There were reports linking the removal of the roof and the offloading of gravel at the complex to purported plans by the government to renovate the assembly, but we think this is an afterthought. The conference wondered how the idea of renovating the assembly at this point in time came about. In its words, it says, why is the government just realizing the need renovate the complex at the twilight of the administration? What happens to the building of the governor does not return? What of if the governor does not return? What happens if the next administration does not take that direction? The conference did not spare the state police commissioner, who it claimed allowed himself to be used as a tool to perpetrate an attack on democracy in the way the drama panned out at the assembly complex in the state. It noted that the removal of the assembly roof does not stop the lawmakers from sitting, as the constitution of the country does not limit plenaries to the hallowed chamber alone. He said, you are wrong, says Edo Governor Office. Responding to the special advisor to Edo State Governor on Media and Communication Strategy, Krusu Osage, said Obasa had a distorted understanding of the issues in the Edo State House of Assembly, even when the facts stare him in the face. He said, it is disheartening that the chairman of speakers in Nigeria, whose mandate is to, among other things, defend democracy, its values and structures such as the legislature which he claims he represents, is trying to find justification for the coup that took place in Benin City by members of his party. Nigeria's Democracy Osage said stands on a tripod with clear separation of duties for the executive, judiciary, and legislature, and urged Obasa to refrain from dragging Governor Obaseki into the business of the legislative arm of government. Security operatives on Thursday morning took over the State Assembly complex with patrol vehicles stationed around the area. The Deputy Speaker of the State Assembly, Yekini Idiaye, was removed on Wednesday, barely 48 hours after he threw his weight behind Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the September governorship election in the state. The roof of the assembly was also removed for repairs following allegations that the 17 APC members of the House planned to impeach Obaseki. The nation also gathered that the majority leaders of the State House of Assembly are poised to meet to express their collective disapproval of the happenings in Edo State. A member of the body from the Southwest said, "No lawmaker anywhere in the country is pleased with what is happening in Edo, irrespective of party affiliation. I can assure you that it is not only the speakers who are ready to defend democracy in Edo. The majority leaders of the state assemblies as well as the various caucuses of the National Assembly are paved by the developments and are going to move against attempts by the executive in that state to continually disparage the legislative arm of government. As a matter of fact, a meeting has been called to discuss this and take a firm position in support of the position of the Conference of Speakers. From Monday, Nigerians will begin to see how united we can be in defense of democracy," the source said. Well, so guys, all of these people that are talking, from Obasa to all of those who are talking, they are the same. Whether Obaseki, all of them. You know, I said it that Obaseki is taking the footsteps of Oshomole. It is the same thing Oshomole has done. They've forgotten that Oshomole did all of this. You know, somebody will not tell you, "Oh, two wrongs can never make right." But when that person was doing it, you know, you never say anything, or maybe when you condemn, but now somebody is doing it. You know, like it's what we are always saying, precedent, you know, do happen. When you do something, you think, "Oh, you can just do it." Don't you know that other people will do it? You are laying foundation for others to do the same thing, because if you are not strongly condemned at that particular time, then other people will follow suit. Other people will follow suit, and that is why you see these people today, APC people today. Oh yes, all the atrocities being done by PDP, then they were like, "Oh, this is not how democracy is supposed to work, this and that." But as soon as they came in, they are doing what? And they will tell you, their supporters will tell you, "Well, it is the PDP that taught them. Oh, the PDP did the same thing." Then why did you talk about change? You are talking about change, and yet you are doing worse things than the people that you were condemning, that you were criticizing, because you wanted to come into power. Now you've gotten the power, and you are doing worse things, and you say, and you expect people not to say anything, and you are going to be referring to what you were condemning. You are going to refer to it, and they will not say, "Oh, they did it." So because that is how the illegality that has been reigning and has been established in this country. When it favors them, they will not say anything. If it does not favor them, they will start shouting, "Democracy, democracy, democracy." See Obasa that is even talking, all of them, even from Obasa to Obasanjo, Obasa, Ebi, Tinubu, all of them. You just judge for yourself. Look at them. You can cover the truth. Nobody is supposed to be saying anything. Everybody knows what they know. Everybody knows what he or she knows. So all of them, they are forgetting that all of them are shouting democracy now. Even Oshomole, from records, Oshomole did the same thing. So what are we talking about? Yes, now, because that is what they always refer to. The ones that want to do the right thing, that will be on the path of a righteousness. You just see that you are the one who is on your own. All of them will be committing all manner of atrocities, but when it comes to them or other people, they will have mouth to talk. Well, someone is saying Obasa is APC man in Lagos. What do you expect him to say? I don't know, be Lagos. Other governors have been doing that before. What about Oshomole? What about Obasanjo? You remember what Oshomole did when he was a governor? You people forgot so soon. Oshomole did more than this. Please, brother, forget politics. You see, the precedent they've already set. So, guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have your take in the comment section. Thank you.